is the undefeated welterweight, Iriarte!
What's up, guys? It's Iriarte, and you're watching In My Garage, presented by DAZN. Yeah, so I started boxing when I was 6 years old. I love the sport. You know, at first it was a rough little journey to start off and get my feet wet. You know, with the more discipline. I was a real shy kid. You know, just the ambience of being in the boxing room, in the boxing gym, was like a rugged, rough, timid. You know, like it's a scary little ambience. You know, the gym. I always looked at the legends. You know, like Manny Pacquiao. He just fought Manny Pacquiao, Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, Finito Lopez. Those are some of the guys that I just grew up watching. You know, just Saturday night, carne asada, watching the fights and stuff. As an amateur, I did 4 years on Team USA, so I represented the United States. You know, worldwide. I went to the Pan American Games. I have 3 international gold medals. You know, I just remember those being out there and just, you know, fighting different countries. You know, recently you know, I just did a year as a professional, so you know, just having my 8th pro fight was a big one for me. I know my 7th pro fight, I was able to win that little WBA, you know, the gold America's title. So, you know, having that belt and taking it back home, it was big for everyone. You know, not many professional boxers come out of Bakersfield, so it was a proud moment for me. You know, all the kids from the gym, you know, they were super happy to see it. So, you know, hopefully motivate them to do something with boxing. I was born here in the San Fernando Valley, so coming out to spar in LA, you know, having another family here in LA, just in terms of boxing, you know, it's always been something that I really support. Everyone here supports you the most as much as they can. So, you know, I love coming out here, fighting in, like, you know, just different places close by. The YouTube theater that's pretty close by, and you know, just something that I do, you know, appreciate the support from all the people. I think, you know, just leaving a legacy behind, I do want to be the best, you know, best boxer there ever is. I feel like if you don't aim to be the best, then what are you doing it for? So I do feel like, you know, just climbing the ranks, becoming world champion, undisputed, multiple times undisputed world champion. You know, I definitely see, like, you know, myself at the very top one day, face of boxing. So those are definitely my goals. Just seeing the sacrifice from, you know, not just me, but my family. You know, we've built a backyard gym. You know, I was able to, you know, up until my 4th professional fight, I trained out of my backyard. All those national titles were out of my backyard. So that's some of the, you know, sacrifice, discipline that, you know, I saw inside me, and I, you know, want to take this far. And, you know, yeah, not having my own gym, you know, just dedicating everything to, you know, my profession is a lot of sacrifice in its own, maintaining the gym and everything that comes along with it, but it's something I love. So today we got my Beamer, you know, driving out from Bakersfield over to LA. So, you know, something a little bit more reliable. You know, she's 2025 BMW 330i. And yeah, man, she's cool, she's smooth, and yeah, man, it's my baby. Check it out. Got some cream leather interior, super smooth, yeah, easy to clean. You know, detailers. Shout out to my guys. You know, we got the nice display, super modern display. We got the sports mode. You know, make sure you drive the costume. But yeah, you know, I always wanted you know, I'm 22, so I always wanted a car up to, you know, a new car from this same year, and so I was able to have the 2025, you know, Beamer. So one of my dream cars as well. Yeah, growing up, man, I was a big fan of all the old school cars, all the classics. You know, just like the Monte Carlos. I saw a couple of, like, the classics be fixed up, and yeah, it was always one of my favorite cars. I remember just being home with my dad, and he would always get home with the Honda Del Sol, super old school car, and you know, we were always doing maintenance on it. That's the one reason that, like, I kind of got into, like, doing all the maintenance for the cars myself. Was he would get home, change spark plugs, something was wrong, you know, the timing, just the bands and everything. So yeah, so I just remember doing a lot of maintenance, the brakes, making sure, you know, everything was, you know, just running smooth, just because he was traveling from Bakersfield to LA for work. So you know, that's when I got into, like, cars and had a passion for cars. Go to AutoZone, look up any parts you need, and you're able to get it. So it's something that I'm always fond of, you know, going to AutoZone, getting my stuff, you know, just getting random stuff, you know, even just like stuff to clean the car, you know, all the necessity you need. So, you know, you can find me at AutoZone definitely one time a month, no doubt. My dad sacrifices a lot, you know. For us, he works out here. He, you know, everything that we've done because, you know, in boxing has been because of his sacrifice. You know, so he works here here in the Valley in LA, and you know, he's one of the commercial drivers. He picks up the recycling bin from, you know, here in the city, and you know, something that, you know, we're super passionate about is being hardworking people. You know, Hispanic, hardworking, and something we're proud of. Yeah, you know, me and my dad, obviously, you know, you see a lot of big fighters always, you know, have their dad in their corner. So for us, it was big, you know, just me and my dad being able to click. It was something that always made us like grow our bond stronger, you know, understand each other. I feel like it's super important to have that relationship outside, because inside of the ring, you need it. You know, you need to listen to your corner. This is Iriarte, and you're watching In My Garage, presented by AutoZone.